sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay, today we will continue our Dhamma talk with the Abhidhamma. And now we finish our Fido mental process. And if you have any question, you can ask after the session. And now we shift into the pure mental process, pure mind-mental process, right? Pure mind-mental process. Okay. Pure mind-mental process. You have many types of pure mind-mental process. For example, when you remember anything, right? When you remember anything, for example, if you have done some kusala thing or the wholesome deeds or the wholesome action, so then thereafter you remember this thing, you make remember this thing. So that is the kusala mind or mental process, right? As well as if you have done some akusala thing, then the akusala mind or mental process also there. So kusala and akusala mind or mental process that you have in the mind or regarding mind or mental process, right? And then please write it down. This is the kusala and akusala mind or mental process. Okay, this is actually to the, we can say to the, yeah. And then you have jhana mind or mental process, right? Jhana mind or mental process also pure, right? Pure jhana mind or mental process. Okay, jhana mind or mental process. And then you have, when you enter into the death, right? When you enter into the death, I mean in the verge of death, you have what is called the chuti or the maranasanna chittaviti, right? Maranasanna chittaviti. Please write it down in the Pali also. This is the maranasanna, right? Maranasanna means in the verge of death, right? The mental process in the verge of death. VERG, no J, VERG, G, verge, VRG, verge of death, or at the okay, last, taking the last object, the maranasanna chittavi. Okay, and then how about the magga and phala chittaviti, or the path and fruition chittaviti? What do you think? Those are also mind or mental process, right? Magga and phala chittaviti, or the we can say this is the path and the fruition mental process. Okay, those are also pure mental processes. So we want to actually here, what we want to study, all these four types of pure mind or mental process we want to study. Okay, now we finish the Fido mental process and enter into this pure mind or mental process. And you need to understand what is the mind or mental process and what are the mind movements of this mind or mental processes, and what are the object and everything you need to know. So for example, we went into the first, that means the kusala and akusala mental process. For example, kusala, what is the kusala? For example, let's say you went to the Buddha Gaya, right? You went to Buddha Gaya, and now you after coming to the home, you again remember that Buddha Gaya. Okay, and then which type of mental process you have? Pure mind or mental process. Okay, pure mind or mental process. Okay, please write it down. Then we come into the kusala and akusala mental process, right? Mental process. And then under that kusala, right? Under that kusala. So you write down anyone. If you, for example, again you did some kusala. For example, you have offered some foods to the dog in the street, okay, and then you still you remember this thing after any occasion, you remember this thing, or you reflect this thing. Okay, that is the thing, right? If some quarreling or some then you have hatred mind after quarreling, no, you have hatred mind, and then you remember that hatred mind, and then this is the akusala, pure akusala mind or mental process. Okay, so therefore the object wise, this is the we can say a pure object here. Object are various, right? Those are for the kusala also object various, and the akusala also object various, right? So so then these also please write down kusala and akusala objects. For the kusala side also pure mental process are, objects are various, right? For the akusala also objects are various. So how we want to draw the chitta viti or the mental process here? So now, for example, you don't have any mind or process. Let's say you don't have any mind or mental process in the heart. Then what's the mental mentality in the heart? The bhavanga, atita bhavanga, that means the past bhavanga, and then trembling bhavanga and the bhavangu pacheda, or the we can say the fall down bhavanga, right? Fall down bhavanga, or we can say anything, arrest bhavanga or cease bhavanga or something like that, right? Arrest bhavanga, or we can say this is the atita bhavanga, and then bhavanga chalana and bhavangu pacheda, right? Bhavangu pacheda. After that, you take your object. For example, when you go to the Kusinara to see the Buddha's relics or something like that, right? Or whatever the Buddha's pagoda or something like that, then the kusala mind arise, right? Then the object, for example, Kusinara or Buddha Gaya, right? So then you have mind-do, mano dwara vajja, right? Mind-do, mano dwara vajja. The mental process after three bhavanga, you have mind-do, mano dwara vajjana, right? This is the mano dwara vajjana, or we can say that is the mind-do mental mind-do, right? Mind-do. This is the mind-do. Okay, and then you have 7 types of javana. Please write it down. Right, draw, right? 7 types of javana taking same object, Buddha Gaya, right? Buddha Gaya. So we can say mindo adverting consciousness, right? Mano dwara vajjana is the mindo adverting consciousness. Like Fido adverting consciousness, mindo adverting consciousness. Okay? And then you have 2 types of tadaramana. Tadaramana means the registration mind moment. 2 types of registration mind moment. First after second, right? First after second. Then your mind or mental process finish. Yeah.
Before Javana,
Yes.
Sampati Channa Santirna Ottapana is not arise.
Not arise, because this is pure mental process, right? Pure mental process. That is the sorry. This is the pure mind or mental process. Sorry, right? Pure mind or mental process. Now we reach to the pure mind or mental process. Now we finish. Just before we finish the Panchadwara Chittaviti or the 5 door mental process, right? Can you understand, Mr. Data?
Yes, Bhante.
Yes.
Yes.
Now this mental process, you don't have other other mentality. For example, other mind movement like the eye consciousness
Sampati
or
Channa
yes. Those
Santirna
are
Sampati Channa
yes.
Ottapani.
Yeah. No, not having, right? They are not
Yes,
associated with this. Good.
you.
In this way, you want to understand this thing, right? Mm. And
Yes,
then the yeah, after the second Tadaramana, what would be the mentality, Mr. Nilesh? after second Tadaramana, then your mind or mental process finished. And then
Bhavanga arises in the heart base.
yes, Bhavanga, no? Bhavanga successfully arise and passing away, uncountable Bhavanga. We can say one Bhavanga, two Bhavanga like that. But to the Buddha, one Bhavanga, right? Please keep it in mind. To the Buddha, one Bhavanga. That's why Buddha can talk very quickly, and Buddha can remember very much thing, right? For example, for the Sariputta Maha Arahanta, right, or the Aggasavaka, to him arise 18 to 20 Bhavanga. For the Putajana like us, uncountable Bhavanga, right? Keep it in mind.
So for every time
And
one
then,
Bhavanga, every time when one Bhavanga arises,
yeah.
does it go through the entire process and then one Bhavanga arise, or uh, after after the Javana and Tadaramana and the
Yes.
mental process, once it finished, only one arise at a time, or a lot, many arise at that one time?
For the Putajana, like us, that means for the worlding people, right? Worlding people who didn't remove, who has not removed their defilement at all, partly not terror. That is the Putajana, or the worlding people. For the worlding people, uncountable Bhavanga arise and passing away successfully. Can you understand? But to the Buddha, right? To the Buddha, only one Bhavanga arise after your mind or mental process, or your Buddha's mind or mental process, or Buddha's Fido mental process. Only one Bhavanga arise and it perish. Okay, can you understand? And then I told that whenever Sariputta Maharahanta, to him 18 to 20 Bhavanga, but for us uncountable Bhavanga, right? Keep in mind, this is very interesting thing. Okay.
Is there is it mentioned somewhere in the Granth or Tipitaka somewhere that for
In the
Sariputta?
in the Atakatha, the commentary, right? In the commentary, it mentioned in the commentary. Everything in the commentary. For example, I told in the previously also. For example, in Mahasatipatthana Sutta also, for example, you are now practicing the Anapanasati meditation. Anapanasati meditation, Buddha never told about nimitta and other jhana and everything. So Buddha just preach about the 4 steps only, right? 4 steps only. Other every details how to practice up to the jhana, jhana, this in the commentary and sub commentaries. Okay, in the same way. Okay, and then now for example, any other kusala, if you remember any kusala thing, right? This is the mind or mental process. Okay, please write it down. The akusala also. Akusala, for example, your mind become hatred. You take the hatred object, right? If you take the hatred object like quarrel or some blaming or something like that. Taking that example, or if you have some michha ditti or the wrong view, right? On any occasion, if you have michha ditti in the past, and then you remember right now, so then it is the akusala mind. Like for example, if you kill the mosquito, right? If you kill the mosquito, then your mind arise the hatred mind, right? At that time your mind arises the hatred mind, and then now you are remember it by the mind or mental process. Okay, please write it down like example, and the object is the hatred object, right? And then after 3 bhavanga, right? Past bhavanga, bhavanga chalana, and bhavangu pacheda. After that, mindo adverting consciousness or the manodwara vajjana. It is easy to write manodwara vajjana, no? Manodwara vajjana. Yes. Manodwara vajjana. Mind of adverting consciousness, and then after mind of adverting consciousness, same object takes to the 7 types of javana, one after one, right? And then after the 7th javana, you have 2 types of tadaramana. First tadaramana takes the same object, and then the second tadaramana takes the same object. Okay? And then your mind or mental process finished. Again, your bhavanga mind stage comes into play now. Okay? Otherwise, we will death, right? Our death take place. Because without mentality, we can't allow even the movement, right? Even the movement we can't allow. So therefore, our karma, but because our karma are not finished at the moment, also our karma is not finished. As our karma's power is there, as long as our karma power is there, our bhavanga mind arises. If you don't have any consciousness in the heart base. Okay, keep in mind this way. Then it will be very easy to understand. Sorry. And okay, now these are the, for example, these are the mind or mental process, the kusala and akusala sides. Okay, now let's shift into the jhana mental process. Okay, jhana mental process. Everybody finish? Okay, now write it down, jhana mental process. Right? Now, for example, let's say the anapana meditation, right? Anapana meditation up to first jhana. If we understand in this way, if you produce anapana first jhana or the anapana up to nimitta, for example, now your object is the in breath, out breath, and touch point. Okay, please keep in mind, object is the first object, right? In breath, out breath, and touch point. Anapana meditation, and then your mind takes this object, and gradually you see the 4 steps. 4 steps mean long breath or short breath or the whole breath body or the tranquilizing of breath body. This is the 4 steps in this meditation. You follow these 4 steps gradually, and then these are the object then. Short breath or long breath or the whole breath body, like those are the object. But this object, you need to know the in breath, out breath, and touch point. Okay. Also, though all are object here. Basically, in breath, out breath, and touch point. Okay. And then if you see the parikamma nimitta or the preliminary sign, right? Then you have parikamma. Then your mind arises parikamma chitta. Okay, parikamma chitta. In your mind arise parikamma chitta, or the preliminary mind movement, right? Preliminary mind movement. And then after the parikamma, you have after the parikamma nimitta, you have uggaha nimitta, right? Uggaha nimitta. This is also, you have parikamma concentration or the parikamma mind movement. This is also parikamma mind movement. Okay, but parikamma mind movement usually one in the jhana stage, you have jhana mental process, you have one, right? And then when you see the patibhaga nimitta, brilliant, bright, luminous patibhaga nimitta, or the radiance patibhaga nimitta, this is your upachara concentration. That means upachara mind movement, right? Or the access mind movement, or the upachara chitta. Okay, and then after that, your mind conform, right? Conform to the jhana. right? So that is the Anuloma Chitta. That is that is like conforming the jhana, right? It takes the conforming the jhana. Object takes the conforming the jhana. Object is Patibhaga Nimitta, right? And then this is the conforming mind movement or the Anuloma Chitta or the conforming mind movement. Okay, and then you have your this Kamavachara world transcend, right? Or we can say you take the step from this world to the Rupavachara world or the fine material world. So this is that means your lineage change from the Kamavachara world or the wording world or the five sensual worlds. From the sensual world your lineage change into the Rupavachara world or the fine material world. So this is the Gotra Bhu, right? Gotra Bhu mind movement or the Gotra Bhu Chitta. So this is when this happen, the same object, Patibhaga Nimitta is the object. Their object is Patibhaga Nimitta. And then your Jhana Javana. Sorry. This is your Jhana Javana comes, right? Jhana Javana. And then you have actually this Jhana Javana is only one mind movement, right? Only one mind movement. And then your mind takes this Jhana Javana as an object, and uncountable Jhana Javana arise, and your mind takes the object as Jhana Javana, and then you have in the Jhana, you have uncountable Jhana Javana only. No Bhavanga. No Bhavanga in between. Can you understand? So then let's draw the Chittaviti, right? Let's draw the Chittaviti for the Jhana, right? For the Jhana. So please write down the Atita Bhavanga, Bhavanga Chalana, and the Bhavangu Pachcheda. That means the, past Bhavanga, trembling Bhavanga, and the arrest Bhavanga. Okay? Arrest Bhavanga. And then you have, thereafter your Manodwara Vajjana comes, right? Manodwara Vajjana arise, taking the object. What is the object then? In breath, out breath. Taking the object means Patibhaga Nimitta as the object, right? In the you mean I mean in the Jhana state you have Patibhaga Nimitta only, right? Patibhaga Nimitta is the object. So in the Anapana, for example, this is we are telling about the Anapana Jhana mental process, right? Anapana Jhana mental process, for example. Object is the Patibhaga Nimitta, no other objects, right? For example, Uggaha Nimitta is not the object, and the Parikamma Nimitta is not the object, or the in-breath, out-breath touch point is not the object for the Jhana. The Jhana object is Patibhaga Nimitta only. Okay? And then you have Parikamma Chitta, right? Chitta means the consciousness, Parikamma means you can say preliminary mind movement, right? Preliminary mind movement or Parikamma Chitta. Preliminary mind movement. Okay, and then you have after the arrow, right? After the arrow, you can say Upachara mind movement. Upachara Chitta, right? Upachara Chitta. Upachara Chitta. This is the access mind movement, right? Access mind movement. Okay, and then you have Anuloma Chitta. Anuloma Chitta. Conformed, right? Conformed means C-O-N. Conformed. C-O-M. F-O-R. M-E-D. C-O-N. Sorry. C-O-N. F-O-R-E-D. Conformed. Right? Conformed mind movement. Okay. That means it conformed the jhana. Right? Taking same object. Patibhaga Nimitta is the object. And then you have Gotra Bhu consciousness. Bhu, right? B-H-U. B-H long U. B-H. Bhu. Gotra Bhu mind movement. That means the change of lineage mind movement. Change of lineage. Linear. Linearge, right? Change of lineage. Maybe R is not there, right? Okay. And then you have, after Gotrabu, you have Jhana Javan, right? Jhana Javan. Jhana Javana, right? You can say uncountable Jhana Javan. At the moment, you can say uncountable Jhana Javan, right? Uncountable mean you take Jhana, uncountable, right? Please write it down. It is uncountable. Okay. But this is the, please understand this thing. This is the Chittaviti, Jhana Chittaviti for the Manda Panya. Manda Panya mean you can say, we can say Manda Panya mean like partial learned, right? Partial learned. Manda Panya. Manda Panya mean in Pali, if you can understand Manda Panya mean, and the other one is Tikka Panya, right? Tikka Panya. That means the fast, we can say fast learner. Or this can say slow learners also. So slow learned, right? Slow learned. This is the slow learned meditator, right? This Chittaviti is for the slow learned meditator. Okay, that means Manda Panya. Okay, please write down Manda Panya, right? Manda Panya, slow learned. And then, now this is the Tikka Panya. Tikka Panya, for the Tikka Panya meditator, right? For the Tikka Panya meditator, you don't have Parikamma consciousness, right? So Tikka Panya, please write it down. Tikka Panya, after 3 bhavanga, you have mind-over-mental process, mind-over-adverting consciousness, so the Manodwara Vajjana. After 3 bhavanga, right? After 3 bhavanga, you have Manodwara Vajjana. You don't have Parikamma consciousness. Then after Manodwara Vajjana, you have after Manodwara Vajjana, you have on Upachara concentration. Upachara Chitta, right? Upachara Chitta. Upachara mind movement. Or we can say access mind movement, right? Access mind movement. And then Anuloma Chitta. Anuloma Chitta, conformity mind movement. And then you have Gotrabu mind movement, or the change of lineage mind movement. And then you have uncountable Jhana Javan, right? Jhana Javan. No bhavanga in between Jhana, right? No bhavanga. Specially mentioned, no bhavanga in between Jhana Javan, right? In between Jhana Javan, you don't have bhavanga, right? Okay, now actually this is the mental processes. Now we have the Maranasanna mental process and the Maggaphala mental process. Let's do these mental process in the next week, because if we learn too much, you may not understand very clearly. So please, if you have any question about up to this pure mental processes, if you have any question, please ask now. Abhidhamma, right? In Abhidhamma, there are 4 types of. Initially, we discussed there are 4 types of Paramartha Satya. For example, the mentality, the materiality is the Paramartha Satya, and the mentality you have to divide it into 2. Is the consciousness and the mental factors, right? Chetasika, mind and the Chetasika. And then you the last Paramartha Satya, or the ultimate reality, is the Nibbana, right? Now we are still in the Chitta section, or the consciousness section, okay? And the consciousness section, we learned about 89 consciousness up to now. and we didn't touch the Chetasika part, right? We didn't touch the
Yes.
Chetasika part, and now we reached the mental processes, right? We reached the mental processes. You please follow this Abhidhamma. This is very interesting. And if you produce jhana, then to practice vipassana as Buddha's way, and if you want to attain nibbana in this very life or in the near future, I mean in the yeah any types of existence, plane of existence in the near future, this learning Abhidhamma and practicing Abhidhamma is more and more important. In the very beginning, I explained the path, right? I explained the two paths. Two paths mean how to go to Samatayanaga Vipassaka and how to go to Suddha Vipassaka. If you practice any meditation against the Buddha's teaching, please tell me, because I wanted to correct you. Otherwise, this class is not powerful, and this class is not like nonsense. Any meditation other than this meditation means if you want to follow according to the Buddha's way.
Anapanasati, when we do,
Yes.
first 4 steps we have to first of all follow. First is
Yeah.
coming breath and going breath, outgoing breath.
Mhm.
Then second is long and short breath.
Mm-hmm.
Then your third one is that whole body breath.
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
fourth is calming the body.
Yes.
So
Calming the breath body.
calming the breath
Calming the
body. And
breath
then
body.
when we do this first, second, third, fourth, whether
Mhm.
any specific duration is there for all the 4 stages, or first you have to attend the first stage and then go to the second stage and then go to the third stage?
Okay. Good question, right? Please, okay, to the whole of the group members, this question is very important. So, in producing Anapana jhana, you need to follow the Anapana object, right? Anapana object is the in-breath, out-breath, and touch point. This in-breath, out-breath, and touch point, sometimes you have in one nostril, or sometimes you have, very rarely you have in the two nostril, or some you have the two nostril, very rarely. But for example, if you have one nostril active, or we can say active nostril, this active nostril in the inside of the active nostril, you have in breath, out breath, and touch point, right? These three you want to follow. You want to follow these three, okay? And then you need to know, if you have long breath, you need to know that I have a long breath and I practice in this way. Like, so in the you are newcomer, so I will explain this Anapanasati meditation again for the all members. It will be very helpful. Today the Vimalananda not attending Vimalananda, no? Okay, no problem.
Bhante, he went
So
for a 40 days meditation course.
right. Okay, no problem. And the thing, now, for example, if you follow the long breath, right? Long breath, and what happened? Your meditation mind, that is the pure mind or mental process. We just discussed, no? Pure mind or mental process, and this mental process takes the object as in breath, out breath, and touch point. Now you have long breath, right? Now you have long breath. When you meditate, taking long breath, right? Your concentration and mindfulness gradually stronger and stronger. Then you have some light in the close to your touch point. Okay, some light close to your touch point. This is the parikamma nimitta, right? Parikamma nimitta. Nimitta is like the sign, or we can say stranger, right? Stranger or the sign, or we can say some apparate, right? Some apparate in front of you. You have a little very subtle light, right? Very subtle light, and this light gives the this light gives the spread the light, right? This light, for example, you have sun, and this sun gives the light to the world. No, in the same way, if you develop your mind develop the first nimitta or the sign parikamma nimitta while focusing the long breath, and then that is what is called parikamma nimitta, and this nimitta also gives light around your body, right? Around your body. But in front of you, you are meditating, seeing your nostril in front. So in front of you have light and the nimitta also, right? Uh, for example, if you okay, now if somebody sees this light, your meditation progress, right? But if you after having good concentration and after having good mindfulness, if you don't have such type of nimitta appear in the nostril, close to the touch point, then you want to go to short breath. Okay, can you understand? Then you want to go to the short breath. If you follow the short breath, and if you focus the short breath, and uh, if you have your concentration, when you develop your concentration and when you develop this meditation with the strong mindfulness and the concentration, and in that situation, if you have the nimitta, and then no problem, you follow this nimitta, right? But if you don't develop the nimitta, your mind doesn't see the nimitta, right? Your mind doesn't see, mean your panindriya or the wisdom faculty sees this, right? It sees this through the light. So if you don't have this nimitta, then you need to go to the third step. Okay, you need to go to the third step. Third step is the whole breath body stage. Whole breath body means when the breath coming into the nostril, this is the whole breath body mean you have enter point and middle point and end point, right? Entering point, middle point, and entering point. Sorry, end point. This is the whole breath body. So this whole breath body. If you follow this whole breath body in the nostril only, no, you don't follow this whole breath body like from the nostril. This is the enter point, and being you are the in breath going into the throat and chest and the abdomen, like umbilicus to the umbilicus, like this is not the way, right? It's not how it works, right? You need to keep your mind on the nostril only, right? Nostril only, and you need to know the whole breath body in the nostril, close to the touch point. No elsewhere in the body or in outside, right? In outside mean in the outside air. So when you follow the whole breath body, incoming whole breath body, and that means in breath, if you follow the whole breath body, and if you can follow, or if you can focus the whole breath body while the breath coming out, right? And then if your concentration and mindfulness is so strong in this stage, if you can meditate for at least 1 hour, again, if you don't see the nimitta, right? Parikama nimitta, and then the teacher's advice, Buddha advice, please go to the fourth step, right? Fourth step is the tranquilizing breath body, right? Tranquilizing breath body means if you have whole breath body, if you can follow the whole breath body, and your mindfulness and the concentration is so strong and straightforward to the whole breath body, and for example, you need to you need now. The fourth step is the tranquilizing or the subtle breath body. Now you don't have subtle breath body. Then Buddha asks, please determine may my this whole breath body become subtle or become tranquilized. Okay. So then you want to do this adhitthana or the determination. Then the whole breath body, the gross whole breath body become subtle or the tranquilized. When you can focus or the follow this whole breath body, subtle whole breath body, tranquilizing whole breath body for at least 1 hour. And if you see the nimitta, your meditation is progress. But if you, even though if you don't have nimitta in this stage also, then actually, if you don't have fifth stage, at this stage you need to practice in this stage for long time, right? For long duration, right? Then anyway, most of the meditators usually for the first stage also nimitta can be appeared, and then the second phase also, third phase also, fourth phase also, any of these the steps out of this any phase, you can see the nimitta, right? Nimitta means the parikamma nimitta. When you see this nimitta, right? When you see this nimitta, you don't rush to see this nimitta, right? It is don't run to see this nimitta at once. Still, you want to keep your mind in the anapana object. Anapana object means in breath, out breath, and touch point for a long time. And then you may understand that this nimitta and the anapana in breath or out breath or touch point are the same. I mean, there is a unification. You may understand there is a unification while meditation, right? Unification. For example, you have a light in close to the nostril, and this nostril in the light, you may understand that, you might see that your in breath goes into that light, or out breath coming from that light, or any other types of unification you may understand, right? This is the unification, and this is the very important the experience. And then you never have doubt about your nimitta. This is the real nimitta, or this is the fake nimitta, like. Okay, then you don't have doubt. Now this is the nimitta, and then if you can understand in this way that the unification is there, then your mind automatically goes and touch to the nimitta, right? Goes and touch to the nimitta, or stick to the nimitta, right? Your mind stick it to. Then you need to, now your mind, you need to left your original object, and you take the new object as parikamma nimitta, or that subtle light, right? This subtle light, actually we can say this is like a cigarette smoke, right? Cigarette smoke is not so condensed. Like if we say the cotton wool, the ball of cotton wool, it is condensed, or we can say the cloud, very condensed cloud. It is not like that. It's like cigarette smoking, ash color or white color thing. This when you concentrate on that nimitta, right, it become condensed. This subtle nimitta become condensed. That is the uggaha nimitta, right? This uggaha nimitta, when you concentrate on the uggaha nimitta, your mindfulness is deeper and deeper, and the concentration is deeper and deeper, and you can meditate comfortably and peacefully for a long time, at least 1 hour, right? And then your nimitta become very bright, brilliant, and radiant thing. Radiant mean like the moonlight is very radiant. That means moonlight for our eye, moonlight is not so not powerful and harm. So in the same way, this nimitta is, when you see by not by your eye, you see the nimitta by your mind, but this nimitta is very radiant. Radiant means it's not harm to your. That means you can see this nimitta very calmly. That is the radiant, right? So this is the janaki, right? This is the janaki. That is what is called patibhaga nimitta, right? This is the janaki. When you concentrate on this nimitta, this is your upachara concentration, upachara samadhi, or access concentration. Okay, this when you focus on the patibhaga nimitta, your concentration go beyond this access concentration, and then your mind sink in this nimitta, patibhaga nimitta. This is the jhana concentration. Okay. So this is the way to practice Anapanasati meditation. This is also concise description. And now, Mr. Sudhir, how about your question?
Sir, thank you very much, sir. I benefited a lot because there was a lot of, I was confused about the stages. Thanks a lot, sir.
So during so at times I do observe the smoke, the
Yeah.
condensed smoke, and after that I remember that sort of there is mostly dark background, but in the middle there is some brightness and some sort of tunnel like thing, and then as if the tunnel is going into your face, or you can say that
Yeah.
you are going into the tunnel, and it's also so dynamic at that time that it's also very distracting.
Right.
Because now you're kind of zooming in sort of, but it's also kind of scary.
Right.
I just don't know, how to when that happens. It's if it is something to give importance to at all, or just move the attention away from it.
Okay. Now, Mr. Nilesh actually practicing Anapanasati meditation after taking he practiced before also. Before taking the Kamatana from me, he practiced. And actually, when I interview him, he sees these things before getting the advice from me. But I want to correct him every time. So thank you. Good, you have good experience. I will explain this thing. Actually, you see when you see the early nimitta like cotton wool or something like that, then it becomes when you focus it, what happens to you, it becomes brilliant. Brilliant means for somebody it's like pitch black brilliant, right? Pitch black brilliant, like said you, right? For sometimes this actually, please understand this nimitta, sometimes for somebody it's like a diamond. In India, you have many diamond. No, sometimes you are the big dealer for the diamonds in the world. So these diamonds, sometimes black diamonds, sometimes white diamonds. Two types of diamond. I don't know any other diamonds also there. So I have seen these two diamonds like a black diamond, right? You see the black diamonds is pitch black, right? Pitch black. So that means that black diamond is brilliant, bright, and radiant. Okay, and then this is the Patibhaga Nimitta. Okay, sometimes this Patibhaga Nimitta appears like a pearl, right? Sometimes this Patibhaga Nimitta appears like a moon, like a sun, right? Brilliant sun. Or sometimes this Patibhaga Nimitta appears like a gem, any color of gem, like the blue gem, red gem, or ruby, or some yellow gem, right? Or different colored thing. Okay. Sometimes this pure white, right? Pure white, but brilliant, bright. And sometimes sometimes uh, the it's like in this way. You have a pool, or we can say the lake. I can say a lake. To the lake, if the sun rays touch the lake, right? Then the lake become very brilliant, right? I mean the surface of the water, it become very brilliant. So in that way also, the Patibhaga Nimitta can appear to the meditator. Because this Patibhaga Nimitta, actually, the Buddha says this Patibhaga Nimitta or any other types of Nimitta appears according to the perception of the meditator. For example, when he is he is focusing the in breath, out breath, and touch point, he may understand that oh, my breath is like a circle. Oh, my breath is like any other types of thing, like a wheel, okay, or like a lotus, or something like that. In that way, your the shape gives like that because of your perception to the breath, okay. And here in the Mr. Nilesh question, he sees he sees now Patibhaga Nimitta, good, right? Good experience. Now when you see the Patibhaga Nimitta, the Patibhaga Nimitta is very bright and brilliant, right? So then your heart, inside your heart, your mind is there, right? Your meditating mind is there. Your meditating mind also brilliant and bright, right? So because this Patibhaga Nimitta like a mirror to you, in front of you, like a mirror to you, and your mind takes that Patibhaga Nimitta in the heart, no? So that scene you can see on the Patibhaga Nimitta, right? You can see on the Patibhaga Nimitta your mind and the object, right? Your object is like a circular or something like that, we can say, let's say, and then around the object, your mind is formed with the mental factors, right? Mind is very bright and brilliant, like sometimes mind sees like pitch black, right? Sometimes any other color, but you need to know mind has no color, right? Mind has no color, mind has no shape, no size, right? Because mind like a pabhasara mean brilliant, right? Brilliant thing. So it's like when this circle, for example, you have circular object around which you have your mind is settling as a circle, right? And the mind is always arise, always passing away, right? Always passes away, always arise. So that's why you may understand that I am in a tunnel, right? I am in a tunnel like thing, right? Because this mind, right? Mind always arise, always press away, always arise, always fall down, always arise, always pass away, right? This is the thing, right? Then you may think that you are in the tunnel, like you enter into tunnel and you go in this tunnel. So in this situation, you don't be worried or this is the critical phase, right? Critical phase that in this situation you actually you need to focus Patibhaga Nimitta for a long time, right? So I told you, while focusing the Patibhaga Nimitta, your concentration is sometimes access concentration or sometimes the jhana concentration, right? When you have jhana concentration, you feel this type of understanding, right? This type of experience. It's a good experience, right? Don't be distract your mind. Don't get distracted your mind, but instead you want to focus, taking more effort, taking more mindfulness, taking more concentration, right? Towards the object. Object is the Patibhaga Nimitta. And then you may enter into jhana, and you may have more time you may have more time in the jhana. Practice, everybody, you want to practice Anapanasati meditation, and after Anapanasati meditation, if you attain jhana, right? If you attain Anapanasati jhana up to fourth, if you can, if you have any desire to attain other jhana also, it also possible, right? If you think that, oh, I don't need to practice other jhana, and this jhana is enough, and I want to practice 4-element meditation and go to the vipassana side, that is also possible, right? So anyway, according to your wish, I will guide you up to your perfection. Carry merits. Idame punyang asavakhaya vahang hotu. Idame punyang sabbe sattanam bhajemi. Te sabbe me samang punyam bhagang labantu. Sadhu.
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 Sadhu.